Okay, so come and sit on your knees on your yoga mat. Sorry, the dog is destroying things and leaving it in the film. Ah, there's Liliana, last person. Oh, I forgot to mute you guys. Let's mute you. I have to mute the puppy too, I think. Misty, no, not right now. This is not allowed. Okay. Okay, so come to sit. Bring the hands on the knees or on the legs. Elongate the spine. And just begin to bring yourself inwards. So, feeling like you can feel your body from the inside out. So coming deeper and deeper within yourself. And start to bring the awareness to the breath. Noticing the natural breathing rhythm. So first we want to notice what is before we start to move around and try to shift our energy or manipulate our breathing. First, tuning in to what is actually here right now. Noticing if the breath is calm and free, or if it feels a little bit restrained or jagged. Noticing the inner vibration of the body. Does it feel highly charged, excited, movement? Does it feel lethargic, dull? Or anything in between? Just noticing, not judging, just paying attention to what is here right now. And with this attention, then we'll be able to bring an intention to our practice. So for instance, if you're feeling more on the dull, lethargic, I don't really want to be here kind of place, then maybe you're going to concentrate on making the breath a little bit deeper, a little bit louder, more sound. Holding the bandhas a little more strongly. If you're already feeling kind of charged and excited and energized, maybe you're going to slow down the breath. Make the sound a little softer. Still keeping a strong bandha, strong base in the legs to get yourself a little more grounded, feeling steady with the ground, with the earth. So now see if you can find Mula Bandha. See if you can feel the two sitting bones slightly coming towards one another. The tailbone, the pubic bones, same thing, coming towards one another. but just enough. It's really a subtle movement. It's not really skeletal movement as it is soft tissue movement. Feel the 2 hip bones at the front of the body sliding slightly towards one another. Engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Let the legs feel heavy, solid, your foundation. And then elongate the spine from this foundation. So the thoracic cage feels like it's growing up towards the sky. The head feels light. It's also growing up towards the sky, but in a free way, not in a forceful way. Bring the hands in front of the chest. And give yourself an intention for this practice. Perhaps to be present, to be fully in your body, attentive to the body's needs. And we'll chant Om. And then exhale, release the arms, bring the fingertips to the sides, open the palms, and inhale, raise the arms up. Interlace your thumbs like this, and then reach the fingertips all the way to the ceiling. Feel like you're making your torso just a little bit longer. Tune in with your breathing, Ujjayi breathing. And then you're going to turn your torso towards the right for a little twist. Coming back to center, turning the torso towards the left, checking you have Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha engaged. Come back to center, bring the right fingertips on the side, and then start to slide your right fingertips away, elongating through the left side of the torso. See if you can keep that left sitting bone feeling heavy towards the heels. And slide the right fingertips up, raise that arm, left arm down, sliding towards the left, trying to keep that right sitting bone feeling heavy towards the heel, elongating the whole right side of the body. Inhale, come up, both arms up. Exhale, bring your fingertips forward on the floor so the palms are off the floor. Can lift your sitting bones, slide your knees back, tuck the toes under, and reach the sitting bones towards the heels. Fingertips kind of trying to crawl a little bit forward. Check in that the 2 sitting bones are sliding towards one another, engaging Mula Bandha to ground yourself as you reach forward. So you get this nice elongation feeling through the entire torso, the belly, the back, but at the same time reaching towards the heels. Put the palms on the floor, lifting up so you're on the hands and the knees. Separate the knees about hip width apart. You can keep the toes tucked under, and then see if you can find your torso, your belly firming in towards the spine. Reach the sitting bones towards the wall behind you, the crown of the head towards the wall in front of you. So this should be active. If you're doing it right, you'll already start to feel like you're starting to sweat. Bring the upper outer arms. They're sliding a little bit towards the back of your mat. And so it's an inner action. You don't see very much happening, but you feel like you're engaging the muscles, pulling all the muscles onto the skeleton. Slide your right foot away, press that right heel firmly away. Again, engage the hamstrings, engage the thighs, the front of the thighs, the quads, back of the neck long, belly firming in. Lower that knee and slide the left heel away. Engage the hamstrings, engage the lower belly, finding Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, back of the neck long. Try to fill in that space between the shoulder blades at the back body. Lower that knee, lift the right knee, and then pick up the right leg from the inner thigh, reaching the foot firmly away from you, but the hip bone at the front of the body is trying to connect in towards the navel. Pick up the left arm and reach the left arm away. So bring yourself inwards. Feel like you're firming the flesh onto the skeleton. Lower the left hand, lower the knee, pick up the left knee, first engaging, and then lift from the inner thigh. Check the belly's firming in, stretch out the right arm. Breathing here. Slide the buttocks towards the back of your mat. Lower the hand, lower the knee. So this is going to be a little different. You're going to pick up the right leg with the knee bent. And then try to pull the right heel toward your buttocks, but keeping the knee lifted. Pull in the belly. And then bring your right knee toward your chin, round the back. And then lift it back up. Pull the heel towards the buttocks. And slide round the back. One more, up. Firm in the belly, pull the heel towards you, engaging the hamstrings. And pull the knee close. And switching sides, right knee down. Keep the left knee bent and pick it up. Bring the thigh parallel with the floor. And then pull your heel towards your buttock. Keep that left foot flexed. And round the back, pull the knee close to the face. Lifting again. Pull the heel towards you. And opposite. And again, pull the heel towards you, engage your hamstrings, pull the knee in, and last one, lifting up. And knee in, and both knees to the floor. Tuck the toes and straighten both knees, coming into our plank. Feel the face reaching away from the floor. Use your fingertips. Make an arch in the palm of the hand. Reach the upper buttocks towards your heels. Reach your heels away. Pull the navel towards the spine. Upper outer arms rotating slightly towards the back of the mat. Try to hold all the muscles to the skeleton. Firm like a staff, straight line. Press into the hands, lifting with the lower abdominals and seeing if you can come into downward facing dog. If you need to, if it feels better for you, you can bend one knee. Release, bending the other knee. Going back and forth, but in slow motion. It's not pedaling like we're riding some sort of, I don't know, gym exercise equipment. So we're trying to stay conscious, aware, feeling the body from the inside out. So just go back and forth a couple of times. And if you feel ready, you can straighten both knees, press the hands into the floor, spread the toes, look at your feet like you've got namaste feet. Feel the back of the neck long, and then if your legs are straight, see if you can bring the hamstrings to the wall behind you. So feel like your hamstrings, the front of the thighs, are reaching through the legs to the wall behind you. Bend the knees, step one foot forward, other foot forward. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips, open the chest, check your feet, check the arches are lifting. Imagine your Achilles tendons behind are perpendicular from the floor. Look at your kneecaps. The kneecaps are pointing straight forward. The legs are engaged. Chest is open, back is long. And then from here, you're going to open your arms out to the sides. Lift your torso so you feel like you're parallel with the floor. Feel the belly firming in. Open the palms so they're kind of facing forward. And come all the way up, raising the arms up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, open the palms, lifting up, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, folding over as the lower belly stays firmly in. Relax the neck. Inhale, slide the hands forward, open the chest. Exhale, place the hands, weight into the hands, and see if you can lightly hop back. Plank pose. Find all the attributes of plank and then lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest, upward facing. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing. Scanning the body, checking your alignment. And then find a steady gazing point. Try to still the gaze. Still the body and still the mind, and then just focus on the breath. It's about 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, gaze forward, and step or hop forward. Inhale, long back. Exhale, head down. Inhale, strong legs as you rise all the way up. Exhale, namaste. And again, inhale to pick up the arms. Exhale, folding over, chest open, head down. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step or hop, lower down. Inhale, open the chest, upward facing. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. And here, as we're staying still, bring your awareness inside. Feel your body from the inside out. And breathe smoothly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend at the knees, step or hop. Long spine. Exhale, head down. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale. One more like this. Inhaling, smooth movements. Exhaling, smooth breathing. Inhaling, exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, gaze forward, coming forward. Long back. Exhale, release forward. Inhale, strong legs all the way up. And Samastitihi. Bend the knees, raise the arms, Utkatasana. Exhale over the legs, relax the back of the neck. Inhale, long back. Exhale, jump back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pick up the heels from the floor, press into the hands, make a long spine, and start to reach your right leg up, trying to make it a nice straight line with the front hands all the way to that upper heel. Then bring that knee close to the chest, lean forward, shoulders over the wrists. Press your left heel away. And place the foot towards the thumb. Turn the back foot on the floor at an angle. Bend that right knee. Bring the arms alongside the body. Making a straight line with the torso. Have a look at your inner arch. Make sure it's not collapsing on the floor. Come up with just the torso. Open the palms. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, open the arms to the sides. Straighten that front leg and see if you can bring your torso parallel with the floor. Bring your left hand on the outside of the foot and raise your right arm up. Parita Parshva Konasana. And start to bend that front knee. As you bend it, you inhale, raise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, place both hands to the floor, lean into the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pick up the heels, lift that left leg from the inner thigh, reaching it away. Ujjayi breath. And then pull the knee really close to you. Start to lean forward, shoulders over the wrists. Press the right heel away. And place the foot at the thumb. Turn the back foot on the floor at an angle. Keep that front knee right over the heel. Bring the arms alongside the body. Check your inner arch is lifting up, connecting up into Mula Bandha. Raise the torso. Open the palms. Raise the arms. Bring the arms straight out. Start to straighten that front leg, aligning the hips forward, and bring your spine parallel with the floor. Holding here, firm in the torso, in the front of the torso, and bring the right hand on the outside of your foot, picking up the left arm. And kind of all at the same time, you bend that front knee as you pick up the arms, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Lean into your hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest. Exhaling over the toes. Staying here, taking a few deep breaths. Calming the heart, calming the breathing. Lift the heels, pick up the right leg. Bring the right foot towards the right thumb. Keep the back heel off the floor. Press that heel away and then come up onto your fingertips. And you're going to see if you can bring your arms alongside the body and then press your right hip into the floor like you're pushing that right thigh down and make some space in the right hip. Bring your elbow on the outside of the knee. Press your knee and your elbow towards each other, using that as leverage to open the chest a little bit towards the side. Place the hands in prayer position and press the right hand into the left to, again, use it as leverage to get a little deeper twist in the spine. And then put the hands back to the floor, lean forward, pick up your right knee and hook it on the outside of your arm. Bend your elbows, lowering down. Bring your right leg back, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Heels up, pick up your left leg. Bring the knee forward, place the foot towards the thumb. Keep that back heel off the floor. Lift your arms up. Press the back heel away. Left hand on the top of the thigh. Bring your right arm on the outside of the knee. Pressing the knee and the arm together. Use it as leverage to spin the spine. Place the palms together, opening the chest. Release the hands to the floor. Bring your left leg on the outside of your upper arm. Bend at your elbows. And left leg back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Utkatasana. And Samastitihi. Bend the knees. Raise the arms. And you're going to bend your elbows and try to bring your right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Press your knee and your arm together, again, to open the chest to the side. Then you're going to see if you can slide your arm on the outside of your foot so your hand is on the floor. And then see if you can step your right foot back. If not, keep the hands in prayer position. If you're here, you can reach your left arm over the ear. And then step your right foot forward. Raise up, Utkatasana. Bend the elbows. Bring the elbow on the outside of the left knee. So you can do the position from here as well. Just step the foot back. Or you can see if you can slide your hand down so the hand's on the floor. And step the left foot back. Right arm reaching over the ear. And step the left foot forward. Raise the arms. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, exhaling. So this time you're going to step your left foot forward between the hands. Bring your hands towards the side and bring the outer edges of the feet parallel. Bring the fingertips forward, like in front of under the face. Check your feet are even into the floor. Open the chest. Then walk your hands back, making chaturanga arms, and see if you can place the head, the crown of the head onto the floor. Keep the back of the neck long. Anchor the shoulder blades onto the back body. Squeeze the elbows like you're squeezing something between the elbows. And then you can see if you want to work on lifting your heels from the floor. You can do one at a time, two together, or lift yourself all the way up into a headstand. So if you're in the headstand, coming back down with control. And everybody lifts the chest. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale here. Inhale to open the arms. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Relax the shoulders. Open the chest, belly in, and exhale, going straight forward, letting the head come down and let the arms go over the head. Breathing, finding a gazing point, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the hips. So from here, you're going to start to bend your right knee, lift your left heel from the floor, bring your fingertips down, and slowly, slowly, slowly coming to sit down onto the floor. Pick up the arms. Bring the left fingertips behind you. Bring your right fingertips forward. Wiggle those fingertips as far forward as you can. Anchor your right shoulder blade and then slide those fingertips out towards the side. And you're going to use your arm to push that right leg back. So you're pushing it away. Reaching the fingertips, and then if it feels comfortable, bend your right elbow and place the back of the hand on the floor, on the back, sorry. Reach your left arm out, thumb goes down, and see if you can bind. Inhale, lift, lengthen through the spine, keep pressing the right arm into the right leg, but then try to turn and twist towards your left leg. Then release your left arm, fingertips on the inner leg, start to slide your fingertips down that heel, bring your elbow to the floor, bend the elbow, and reach the right arm over the ear. Only if this feels comfortable or comes fairly easily, you can take your foot over the ear and then slide your left fingertips forward. Maybe the head comes down a little. And then if that feels good, turn your palm so the palm is facing the ceiling. Slide your hand and hold the foot. And inhale, coming up. Put both hands to the floor. Press into the hands. And you're going to walk your hands all the way over and come to the other side. Okay, pick up the arms, reaching up, first trying to get length through the spine. Bring your right fingertips behind you, left fingertips forward, and wiggle those far, far forward. Then slide those fingertips out to the side, and you're going to use that arm to push the leg back. Okay, so it's the strength of the arm pushing that leg back. Bend at the elbow and bring the back of the hand on the back. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to bring the second hand. You might need it for support, or pick up that hand, turn the thumb downwards, bend at the elbow, and bind. And then from here, open the chest. Keep using your left arm to press into your leg, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the dog. And then spin the spine and open the chest up towards the sky. Release your right hand, bring it on the inner leg. Wiggle, 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 wiggle those fingertips down that leg. Maybe the elbow comes down, bend at the elbow, left arm reaching over the ear. Perhaps it's getting the other foot, perhaps it's staying up. Then maybe you wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the right fingertips forward, and then turn so the palm is up, slide that arm, and maybe you hold your foot. Open towards the sky. Try to smile. Make sure it's feeling good. If it's not feeling good, you should come out of it. Just go as far as it feels good and then stop and rest there. And coming back up, bring your hands forward, lift that right leg. Coming back to this first position, so both hands on the floor. And then open the chest from here. Place your left hand centered under the face and raise the right arm up. Nice twist. Put the right hand down and lift the left arm up. And then bring the face parallel and the spine parallel with the floor. Open the arms. Come all the way up, raising the arms. Turn your toes to the front of your mat. Put both hands to the floor. Lean into the hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathing here. And pick up your heels. Start to lift your right leg up. And you're going to bring that right foot towards your right thumb. Walk your fingertips forward and start to pick up the left leg from the inner thigh. Try to bring it parallel with the floor, and maybe you straighten the other leg. Open the chest. And then see if you can lift those toes all the way to the ceiling. Maybe you walk your hands back towards your foot, bringing your chest towards that lower leg. Now, keeping that left leg up, walk your hands forward, come to the fingertips of your right hand, and then try to stack the hips. So you're bringing your left hip over the right hip, engaging that upper leg, and we're going to see if we can come into the half moon, reaching the left arm up, turning the torso towards the side of your mat. Now, bend the upper knee. See if you can get your foot or your ankle. And reach that knee all the way up towards the ceiling. Oops. Finding a gazing point to stay steady with the balance. Release the hand, release the foot. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the heels. Pick up the left leg this time. Step that left foot forward just to the thumb. Walk your fingertips forward. Start to pick up that back leg with awareness. Maybe you straighten both legs. And then you're going to open the hips, reach those upper toes towards the ceiling. And maybe you walk yourself close to that lower leg, like a standing split. Walk your hands forward again. Come to the fingertips of your left hand. Stack your right hip on top of the left, engaging that right leg. See if you can start to pick up the right arm. This half moon, really make sure you're engaging that whole right leg. Start to bend the upper knee. Maybe you take your foot or your ankle and then reach, so you're holding your ankle, but at the same time it's resisting away. So it's resisting all the way up towards the ceiling. Good. Release the hand, stepping back, and let's do a chaturanga. Let's erase it. It's done. We let it go. Upward dog. Downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Utkatasana. And Samastitihi. So coming into a nice Samastitihi, finding your alignment. So the longer we practice, the quicker we are to just we find it really quickly. Maybe go at an angle like this. And then you're going to bring your right heel in front of you. And we're going to see if we can bring our right thigh so that we attach it into the pelvis. And see if we can lift, and maybe get our toe. If we don't get our toe, you can bend your knee and get the toe, and maybe work towards straightening. Okay, so we're going to try to hold this. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to bring your left hand down, take the outside of that front foot, reach your right arm out behind you, and see if you can turn the gaze maybe to the side or maybe even to the back. Then you're going to bring your hand forward, hold your foot on either side. Okay, so this might be a little tricky. You're going to bend your standing leg for a moment, and you're going to see if you can lift your right leg up. Come lifting a little bit, and then see if you can straighten your standing leg. And then let go of the foot, keeping the leg straight out in front of you, hands on the hips. That was just kind of the little start to being able to hold your leg in like a standing split here. And release. Okay, so again, find Samastitihi, grounded, bring your left heel in front, connect. You have to feel like it's very subtle, but you feel like the quadriceps are coming up and they're hooking into the hip bone, which is hooked to the lower belly. So you're lifting that up and seeing if you can get your toe. And then using your arm, your shoulder blade, lifting that leg a little higher, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Bring your right arm down, take the outside of that foot, left arm up, reaching out behind you. Keep the concentration on that standing foot and Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. This is what holds you here. Bring your left arm forward. Take either side of your foot. Oops. So we're going to start with the right leg bent, left leg straight, and see if you can use your arms to lift your leg a little higher. And then from there, see if you can straighten your standing leg. And let go of the foot, keeping the leg out straight. And release. I hope that was okay. I was gonna do the whole standing split and then I changed my mind halfway through. Maybe that's too much. So if you want that, send me a little message because I can teach it. Okay, so the next one. We're going to see if we can bring our right leg into a half lotus position. So remember, you keep both hip bones forward. Bring that right leg up into a half lotus. If you're not doing half lotus, you can do a tree pose. And then from here, you're holding your foot. So I'm holding my half lotus foot. And I'm reaching the knee in the same length as my femur bone away to lengthen the muscles of that leg, picking up the lower abdominals. Okay, so the next part, I'm going to see if this is going to work for you. You listen to your knees. Okay, so you're going to lean forward. Both hands can come to the floor. And then you're going to turn your left foot out at an angle. And then you're going to see if you can bring your knee towards your heel. Okay, so if it doesn't come that close, you can also do it from here. So you can see, so you could do it, it's a little bit easier for the balance here. If you don't have your foot in lotus, you do it something like that. Okay, so now I have to put my foot back in lotus. Okay, so there's always something we can all work on. Okay, even if this is a more challenging pose, there's always something you can work on. Okay, so if you're following me with the half lotus and your foot close, then you have to squeeze. You're pushing this right foot into the belly and you're pushing the pelvis into the foot. And you're squeezing your thighs, the upper inner thighs, squeezing them. And then no matter which version you're doing, bring your left arm in front. Bring your right arm over, intertwining the forearms and picking up the fingers up towards the sky. This is the Mula Bandha challenge. And then put the hands down. And from here, we're not going to come to stand. You're going to bring your hands forward, step your left foot back, lift your knee, and you're going to switch. Okay, so, you're going to release. And then you're going to step or hop back to the front, open the chest, exhale, head down, inhale all the way up, exhale. Is that okay? Or is that just like, oh my God, that's too much? Put thumbs up if you think that was like interesting to work on. So, yeah. Thank you for being honest. Lots of so-sos there. Any thumbs up? Okay, so half. Okay. Oh, there's a thumb down. Okay, so maybe on the second side, I'm going to show the most modified version. So you saw if you're doing the first side with the lotus, you go ahead and you do that. If you're not doing the lotus, I'm going to talk this through. So you're going to open your knee, bring the foot on the inner thigh. So we're going to start with a tree pose, but the same things apply. You're bringing your two hip bones together, bringing the skin up, and you're reaching the knee in the opposite direction. Okay, so either you're in the half lotus or you're in this. Then you bring your hands forward. Eventually, the hands on the floor. So if you're in the tree, you're just going to release that leg and put your knee and your femur, your shin bone on the floor. Okay? And then your right foot is in front of you. Bring your right arm. So if you're in the lotus, you have to really push your foot into the pelvis and your pelvis into the foot and squeeze the upper inner thighs. Bring your right arm in front, left arm over, and reach the fingertips up. And squeeze the upper inner thighs. And then release the hands down. And you just step back from here. Chaturanga, upward dog. Don't come up to stand from there. This is not so great for the knee. It's better you just step back. Yeah. Downward dog. And hop. Hop forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale up. And tell me if that was a little bit better. Badria, what do you think? Is this kind of better? The ones that had thumb down and so-so, is that a little bit better, or is that still too much? Like this, like this, like this. It's good for me to know because I know sometimes I'm a little out of touch, you know? Okay, because that's one of my favorite poses. So that's why I'm saying I'm a little out of touch. It just like gets the digestion going. You understand Mula Bandha when you do this pose. So I really love that pose, but I got a half, so it means I can do it other days too. Okay, so bring the toes in front of you, of your mat. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, over the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Bend the knees, look forward, and jump through to a sitting position. Gonna bend your knees up, bring your ribs to your thighs, bring your hands under the Achilles, and then work towards straightening your legs out, but keeping this connection here, keeping the chest kind of coming towards the toes and the upper back, the shoulder blades a little bit engaged at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. So you can bring your arms out to the sides, come into these W arms, press the elbows forward, backs of the hands back, and then keep reaching the chest forward. Notice you need to use your belly to do this. And lift the torso, slide the hands behind you, Purvottanasana, lifting up. Lower down, crossing at the ankles, making yourself into a little ball, squeezing everything in. Open the arms to the sides, swivel the elbows like this. Put the palms on the floor, lean forward, lift your feet, slide them through, and then try to jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, so from here, we're gonna see if this works. You're going to jump forward and you're gonna see if your feet can come either beside the hands or in front of the hands. Okay, so you're gonna jump like that. Okay, then you're gonna start to lift your buttocks up, bring your hands behind the calves, and you kind of push your hands into the calves to pull yourself through the legs, but not to the point where you hurt your back. Okay, so you're making sure the two sitting bones are still sliding towards one another, the lower belly pulling in. Okay, then you're going to see if you can work a little bit towards straightening the legs. Okay, then release the hands and come into a squatting position. And let's hold the squat for a moment. Just make sure your backs are okay. So if this doesn't feel good on the back, you stop, okay? You're at home. You can do another pose. I won't say anything, okay? So then we're gonna see about this again. You're gonna lift your sitting bones, and this time you're gonna bring your right arm underneath. So just your right arm. Straighten your right arm out with the thumb pointing downwards. Bend at the elbow and bring the hand on the back. Bring your left arm out, thumb pointing downwards. Bend at the elbow and see if you can grasp, if you can bind here. Then let the head drop. So the weight of the head is going to help track the spine. Okay, and then from here you're going to see what happens. Maybe you straighten your left leg. Maybe you straighten your right leg. See if you can work towards straightening the legs. Good. I see some of you doing that. And bend the knees, release the arms, and let's try the opposite side. So bring your hand on the calf. Use that hand to push yourself through. Reach the left arm out. The feet can kind of angle out to the sides. Bend, put the back of the hand on the back. Reach your right arm out. And see if you can bind. And then you work on seeing about straightening one leg or straightening both legs. Seeing what's going on. Well, you guys are all very flexible. Okay, and then release. Let's take a moment in a squatting position. So we're going to try with both legs. So if you feel like, ooh, that's just like way too much, then do one leg at a time again, okay? So you lift the buttocks, bring both hands behind the shin bones, and then push and try to reach yourself through. But as you do that, you really need to keep Mula Bandha Uddiyana Bandha, so you're not going too far, not to hurt your spine. And then straighten your arms out to the sides, thumbs pointing downwards. Bend at the elbows and see if you can get your fingertips towards one another. If you don't, doesn't matter, just keep the backs of the hands on the back. And then from there, maybe you open the feet a little wider and see if you can work on straightening one leg, straightening the other, and maybe straightening both. Listen to your body. Separate the feet a little wider. I think, the name's not there. Who's that there? And then release. Coming into a squat position. Relax the back. Put the hands on the floor. Lean forward. And then we're going to see about going into a bakasana. Okay, so you can, and this is not one of my favorite poses, but you can go ahead and try. So you bring the knees on the upper arms and you can lift one foot from the floor, release it, bring the other foot from the floor, release it, or lift both feet from the floor. Squeeze the feet to the buttocks to the feet. Good job. Okay, and then step or jump back. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Lean forward to a plank. Find a strong plank, and then slowly, slow as you can, Slow, slow, slow. You're just a centimeter from the floor, and then you're on the floor. Come up onto the forearms. You're gonna find this Sphinx pose. Okay, so make sure you feel like the center of the heel, center of the thigh, center of the knee, center of the shin, everything is straight down into the floor. Okay, so you have neutral legs. You're in the Sphinx. You're gonna tuck the toes under, toes touching, and then press the heels away from you. And then with your hands, you slide the hands towards you. So as you slide the hands towards you without them moving, you feel the lengthening happening at the front body. Feel the belly lengthening, feel the back body lengthening, and you feel the shoulder blades anchoring onto the back, like the shoulder blades are going to come through the chest. Then lower the low ribs onto the floor. Slide your hands behind you, palms down to start with. Press the palms into the floor and open the chest. Now, straighten the toes and then turn so the tops of the hands are into the floor. Holding here, Shalabhasana, trying to reach the feet away from you. Slide the hands beside the waist, open the chest. Put the feet on the floor and upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take a couple of breaths here. Stretch out the back. If you need to, you can bend the knees. Do any movements that feel good for your back. Leaning forward. Slowly, 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 slowly. Hold it, and then down. Okay, come up onto the forearms again. So starting the same way, you're gonna tuck the toes under, press the heels away, pull with the arms to lengthen the torso. Okay, but this time, you're gonna bend your knees, keep the knees slightly apart, but then pull the inner legs or inner feet together. Pull with the hands, open the chest. Put the low ribs back onto the floor. Bring your arms out to the side. Interlace your fingers and reach your hands away. As you reach your hands away, the head of the shoulders are coming a little bit forward. So you're going in two directions. So reaching the hands away, but the head of the shoulders forward. Flex your feet and then lift the knees from the floor. Harder than it looks, no? Okay, keep the legs as they are. Bring the hands beside the waist. Press into the hands and come into this puppy pose. Stretching out the back. Keep the knees bent. Slide forward. So you're back into the first position. Okay, so this time you're going to reach your arms back, reach your hands back, and then if the hands and the feet are touching, then you hold your ankles. Okay, try to keep the inner of the feet together and the knees slightly separated. So from here, you need to pull your feet away from your hands. So there's this action, feet going away from the hands. It feels like you're opening the backs of the knees. And then you start to lift your knees up from the floor. Low ribs stay on the mat. And so you're lifting, lifting, lifting. At the same time, the heads of the shoulders reaching forward. And release, keep the knees bent and coming into this puppy pose. Stretching out the back. Come high onto the fingertips, cupping the hands, bring the sitting bones away, and then wiggle the fingertips forward, stretching out the lower back, counter positioning. And then leaning forward, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Come down onto your knees. You're going to put your hands on the floor, kind of like in this configurement, so that the hands are ever so slightly opening out in this way, but just a little bit. So your hands are under the shoulders and open a little bit. Even a little wider than the shoulders could be okay. And then you need to use your fingers. So you're kind of holding the mat with your fingers. Then from there, you're going to swivel your elbows inwards. So it's doing this kind of action, right? It's really rounding, like you're following a curve, okay? Rounding. And then your the fronts of the elbows are a little bit forward, and then you're going to bend your elbows and place the forearms on the floor. And then from there, you're going to push your forearms into the floor and round your back. Pull your belly in. Pull the navel towards the spine and check you're still pushing your fingertips to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Feel your shoulder blades anchoring onto the back body, and then find a point of gaze at somewhere between the forearms and pick up the knees. So just a little bit. Now, from here, leading with the lower belly, reach the lower belly up towards the ceiling. Keep the two sitting bones sliding towards one another. Look somewhere between your forearms. Feel like your shoulder blades are coming towards your chest, but at the same time, your chest is coming towards the shoulder blades. And then lower down. You can release into a child's pose, take a break. Just breathing here. And when you're ready, we're going to try that again. So just make sure you're safe wherever you are, because I'm not going to go up, but if there's a few of you that are going up, then you can go up, but really follow the directions, okay? Don't fall into your TV or something like that. So you take your hands, so they're slightly open like this, bring them at least as wide as your shoulders, maybe even a little wider, and then use your hands, use the fingertips. Make sure that the palm is coming up away from the floor. Then from there, you're going to swivel your elbows, pull your belly in, put the elbows on the floor. Rounding the back, feel the shoulder blades coming onto the back body, toes under, and first just holding with the knees a little bit from the floor, like 1 or 2 centimeters from the floor. So knees stay low, because this builds the strength. Yeah. Then, leading with the lower abdominals. The lower abdominals are reaching towards the ceiling, not the sitting bones. Lower abdominals. Look somewhere between your forearms. Wiggle your toes a little bit towards you, so you can stay here, or you lift one leg up towards the ceiling. Release it. Lift the other leg up towards the ceiling. Release it. And you can go back and forth a couple of times. That's good. And lower, take a break. Take a break, come into a child's pose for a moment. Do you guys want to try one more time? Just show me a thumbs up, or you're just like, that's enough. Up or down? Ups. Okay. Okay, good. Just to make sure you have the energy still. Okay, so start the same way. So the hands are kind of turned out a little bit. Okay, so not everybody teaches it like this, but I find it really, really more useful to get in contact with the shoulder blades. So if you're not used to it, give it a shot. So put the hands onto the floor. Swivel the elbows. Feel the shoulder blades already going onto the back. Put the elbows down. Round the back, pull the belly in, pull the chest towards the shoulder blades towards the chest. Okay, and then pick up your knees. Check you're still pressing evenly into the forearms, and then leading with the lower belly. So I'm not using my back muscles. It's not like this. Okay, it's not like that. It's like that. And then start to lean forward, picking up one leg, and maybe you can even start this bouncing slowly, slowly, changing legs. Pick up the other leg. Maybe you're doing this bouncing. Just want to see what's going on here. Okay, and if you feel steady, you can bring the upper leg a little further back and see if you can get the lower leg off the floor for a couple of you. Kyomi, you have to walk closer. Your pelvis needs to come over the shoulders. Yeah, Myanga. Yeah, Myanga. Yeah, do that again. Do that again. That's good. And then lift one leg. Lift the leg that's easiest to lift. And then start to bring it. Yeah, exactly. Bounce a little bit. Bring the upper leg behind you. Yes, exactly. Oh, somebody went over. Liliana, that was cute. Okay. Okay, when you've finished, if you've had enough, go into the child's pose. So I know that, okay, let's move on. I've had enough of that pose. Okay, good. Good job. If you're alone later and you have a wall, then you can go next to the wall so it's a little safer, right? And then you'll be able to get up a little bit easier. Okay, you're going to bring your hands beside the knees. Tuck the chin like the chin is coming to this notch between the collarbones, and put the top of the head on the floor. And then you're going to kind of roll like you're going to do a somersault. It's the rabbit pose, if you know this. Stretch out the upper back. After all that upper back work you've just been doing, stretching it out. If you have a ponytail, it's better to remove it. I can't really do it with this ponytail, but just remove it if you need to. Good. And then when you're finished, releasing. And you're going to bring your right arm in front. Bring your left arm over, intertwining the forearms, picking up the elbows, reaching the hands away, stretching up the upper back. After all that work, and then release the hands, reach behind you, and you can find the muscles along the shoulder blades. Sometimes from all this work, there's some little tensions there. So you can kind of just rub your fingers over the bones, releasing any tension there might be in this area. And then releasing, bring your left arm in front, right arm over, same thing. Reach the elbows up, reach the hands away. Soften the jaw, soften the neck. You can close the eyes in this pose. Relax the jaw, release the hands, bring your hands around, rubbing the fingertips over those muscles. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands. Come to sit on one side of the heels and bring the legs in front of you and come to a sitting position. If you want, you can sit up on something as you like. You can either come into a normal sitting position or a half lotus or a full lotus as you need. Bring the palms in front of you, walking the hands forward. Pushing the hands into the floor so the sitting bones feel like they're reaching towards the floor behind you, so you get a nice amount of space between the vertebrae. Bring the ears between the upper arms, or if it comes easily with a long back, then you put the forehead to the floor. Lift the forehead, walk the hands towards your right, coming towards the right knee. Stretching out the left side of the torso, walking the hands back to the center and over towards the left, stretching out the left side of the torso. And coming back to center, pressing into the hands, coming back into a sitting position. Bring the hands on the legs in any way that feels most natural or comfortable for you. And then see if you can allow the legs to feel heavy towards the floor. If you need to, you can sit up on something or put something under the knees. Make sure you're comfortable there. Elongate the spine from the heaviness of the pelvis and the legs. Relaxing the facial muscles, the jaw, the back of the neck. Relaxing inside the mouth, around the eyes, the forehead. Bringing yourself deep inside the body. So you have this sensation, you feel your body from deep inside. Not from the skin or the superficial muscles. And then see if you can relax from that place deep inside. It's releasing, it's content. Feels happy, at ease. And as you feel that contentedness from deep inside, imagine that it's spreading just thin layer by thin layer outwards. Like your body is like an onion with all those different layers. And slowly from the inside out, there's this sensation of contentedness, peace, freedom, clear. And let it spread outwards. Just layer by layer. So that under the skin, the more superficial muscles feel released, but also aware. Like there's a cellular awareness. And this keeps going further and further, so you feel the skin feels both relaxed but present. The face, the skull. And then keep allowing it to go even further. Like there's an aura around your body. Like there's no difference between you and this aura around the body. And the sensation of this is contentedness, but still present, but not a one-pointed presentness, but an all-pointed presentness. There's no differentiation between any parts of your body or even the space around your body. You can recognize that you're more than your body. You're more than your thoughts. You are more than your abilities. You're more than your disabilities, things you're not good at. You're more than all of this. You're more than the outer world. You can rest in this place. which is actually no place. You can rest sitting or lying down. If you go to lie down, try to go without disturbing the peace. If you're lying down, you're welcome to stay where you are. I'll end the meeting. If you feel like getting up, you can slowly awaken the body. And we'll bring the hands in namaste. We'll send all the benefits of our practice outwards. We'll chant Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Can stay resting.